Let's see how many people we can get here today. How many people can join the live stream on TikTok, on Twitch, on YouTube, and we make sure everything's good. Does look like we're good. Got 30 people on TikTok. Thank you guys for watching or for stopping by. Gonna be talking about Terra Luna Classic and maybe a little bit of price predictions as well. I've seen a couple of things online on the line. Thank you for following Big Rome. I appreciate it, and thank you for the likes. Whoever's sending the likes. Good morning, Matt. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you too. For some reason, I hesitated there because I wasn't sure if it was Monday. It's a little early, right? We got 200 people that are here on TikTok. Thank you guys for showing up. Good morning, Matt. How was your weekend? It was pretty eventful. You know, I was spending the whole weekend with the kids. We ended up going to uh Home Depot to get a fake tree, and now today I believe we need to go get our real tree for upstairs. Um so yeah. I also want to reorganize the actual room so that, maybe you see the tree in the background and stuff, and um I would like another monitor, but I think I'm also going to need another computer because it doesn't really handle 3 monitors well. Tends to shut down on me. Live streams are light today. Well, so far, I don't know if people are getting notifications or what, but we got 16 people that are on YouTube, which is insanely low. We got 160 people that are on TikTok. Guys, hit the like button on YouTube if you can. It does help out. Let me put a poll out there so I already have it out. Wrong place. So you really think Lunac will reach $1? So there's different scenarios where it can, and there's a lot of scenarios to where it can't, right? Um, so the biggest thing would be to see no burns at all, right? I think burns are the biggest piece for Terra Luna Classic, even though a lot of people believe utility. Long term, utility, yes. To get to all-time highs, utility. But to get back to $1 is not necessarily for utility. I'm gonna have to decline that. It's not necessarily for utility. Um, I believe utility is important, very, very important. But I think we need to look at this and say, how are we going to get to the place that everybody wants it to get to? And everybody wants it to get to $1 or a penny or 20 cents or $2 or whatever. All time highs is $120. So I do believe it's going to get to $1. I do believe we're going to have burns. I do believe we're going to figure out that we may be doing things the wrong way here and there. But I think if we want to get there fast enough, we need CEXs on board with the burn rate, um, which I don't know if they will be. Right? I feel like we either need CEXs on board with a burn rate or we need aggressive burns on chain and utility on chain, where utility provides a larger investment or a larger potential gain on that investment, so that the 1% to 3% doesn't really matter, you know? So yes, I do believe it's going to get to $1, um, but it also all depends on how or what happens with these burns. because $1 at a 7 trillion supply is a $7 trillion market cap. That's way too much. $1 at a 1 trillion supply is still way too much. So we obviously need to see that burn down quite a bit, and we can burn down trillions. It's just we have to have the right way of doing it. So I hope utility creates enough volume on chain to where we can burn down, a lot. But there's, you know, lowering the burn tax. Hopefully, all of this utility makes up for that lost burned volume. That makes sense. I was notified, but I'm here anyway. You were not notified. Yeah, I've been getting that lately. That people have not been notified. I just wanted to check if anybody has been notified. I mean, we're currently 5 minutes in, and we're at 56 people that are in the live stream, so it seems low. I have plenty of time until Luna hits $1. Yeah, 3 more years until full license. Then you can buy a Lambo. We will definitely be hitting $1 when we repeg. The burn will be huge when we get below 1 trillion. In a bull run, the price will explode. So yeah, I think I hope that the burn will be larger then. I'm really hopeful that we will see more utility on chain, and the repegging will create a larger burn. But we will see. I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. Boltoshi did the math for SHIB. It will work for Luna. I think it would take years to burn that trillions of supply. Yes. It all depends. Again, this is what's crazy about investing. Is like there's so many different variables that take place. You never really know how long it's going to take to actually burn the supply. Crazy thing is, we could see a crazy amount of volume and movement, and we might not see the price move a hell of a lot, which means more volume at these prices means that we can burn quite a bit. So there's so many different variables that take place, but you're right. I think it will take a couple of years to end up burning that supply. No notification this morning. Yeah, see, I don't understand that. Especially a member. A member should get notifications. I mean, unless you don't have notifications checked. I bought more CRO last night. Good move or nah? I do believe in CRO. I bought CRO at 6.5 cents, and now it's at like 6.2, I believe. 6.2 cents. So yeah, I never get notified for your lives, but I do get notified for every pre-recording. Oh, okay. Well, that's good, but I think during lives people should get notified. I mean, I understand you would have a ton of notifications that go out because I put out a bunch of videos a day. So I totally understand. Are we looking at a long crypto winter? Define long. Some people believe that 2024 would be the move, but if you're looking at another year of sitting in consolidation or seeing slight increases / decreases here, then yes, that's considered long to you. Then yes, it is long. If it's not considered long, then no. I'm pushing for 2023, but a lot of people believe that 2023 would be either more bearish momentum, or we would see consolidation. What do you think Luna could be worth in 10 to 20 years time? I have quite a lot of Luna and lots of other crypto investments, so won't need to touch my Luna for 10 years. So again, and I'll say this a lot, it does all depend on the different variables that take place, maybe exchanges that are live, maybe the different CEXs that may be burning or different ways of burning Terra Luna Classic. But know that if we are not burning a lot, right? If we're not burning a ton through Terra Luna Classic and we don't show potential, we're gonna see people start to more or less, I guess, for lack of a better term, would be to give up on the position. Um, know that a popularity window for a lot of cryptocurrency you're seeing is around maybe that 2 to 3 year mark. Seeing how Shiba Inu is on its like last limb, people are saying, hey, if Shibarium and whatever the hell they're planning doesn't work, we're done. Like I'm waiting for the bull market and I'm getting out of the position and I'm not going back into it. Um, so when we look at 10 to 20 years, right? Um, are we still going to see the same popularity? Probably not. The top 10 cryptocurrencies change in every bull market. We see new ones that come up. Not saying the other ones fail, because other cryptocurrencies don't fail. They keep the same level. They just don't grow as fast as some other cryptocurrencies. So, you'll see the Dogecoin get into the top 10. What is Dogecoin? No one has talked about Dogecoin before it blew up, and all of a sudden it blew up. Right? Now you see ADA. Nobody really talked about that as much, right? But you're seeing ADA jump up and getting up to a level of like a $90 billion market cap. So things always develop something, or projects develop something new, and you're going to see the top 10 change. But for 10 to 20 years, there's so many different variables that could take place that I can't. I would say, in my opinion, I'm the only reason I'm going through this. It's saying 2025 to 2030 is because I saw an article talking about this. And I'm gonna go through some of the predictions that were on the article in a little bit. But I can tell you, I'm definitely holding some for the long term. A lot is going to be shaved off in the short term as we approach a penny, two pennies, 10 pennies, $1, $2, $5, whatever it is. But I do believe Terra Luna Classic will be worth a lot, and I think our community hopefully won't divide everybody, and we can stay the course. Yeah, I know my screen isn't up. Thanks for letting me know. Hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. I did have a nice Thanksgiving. Thank you for following World New York. I appreciate it. We got 5 people that are watching over on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. 100 people on YouTube. 46 likes. If you guys hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. And 3 people over on Twitch. Yeah. I think Lunix should focus on burns and utility. The real question is when and how can we get CEXs to burn off chain? This was the original plan. Absolutely. It's something that still bothers me to this day, right? From the moment we introduced the 1.2%, the idea was like, yes, we're seeing on-chain activity. What's happening off-chain? And we immediately went to Binance to say, look, it's happening. It's live on chain. Are you going to be doing this off chain? We pressured them. They said, no, we weren't saying that we were going to do it, even though they hinted to it. So then we said, boycott Binance. They were going to implement some sort of a opt-in feature. CZ, as smart as he is, realized that the opt-in feature would devalue. It would increase the value of Lunic, but it would increase the value more for other exchanges. So seeing how he wants to collapse so many other exchanges and, just keep talking trash on a lot of these other exchanges out there, he doesn't really care about the investor per se. So us, even though they say that they do. He cares about bringing more people and keeping his exchange the most powerful, right? And that's what he's doing there. If he has the opt-in button, it takes away his own Terra Luna Classic, um, and devalues what the exchange is holding. It increases the value per coin, but you're burning off the coins only on Binance, not on KuCoin, not on Gate.io, not on whatever other platform. And when you do that, you're looking at Terra. Let's say KuCoin over here has 300 million coins or 300 billion coins, and they have 2 trillion. Right? They decrease down. They're decreasing their supply, and they're doing it for the good of the people. Right? And they decrease the supply. Well, they're worth, let's say it does get up to $1, it's worth 2.6 trillion that they have, right? Let's just say it does. I understand that's ridiculous, but 2.6 trillion, they're worth 300 billion. Well, now they're still burning. It gets down to 300 billion, just like them, and now they're level when it comes to Lunic. So they're not trying to do that. They're trying to stay on top. So the problem with that is they were just like, all right, well, I'm not going to do that. So they didn't. And they ended up doing this 0.1% where they burn their own fees, even though it's not going to really make a difference because they offer a free option. So I really don't know how we're going to get the CEXs on board, but they should be. It's ridiculous to me that we are letting them get off, scot-free, and, not pressuring them, not pressuring every exchange to say, hey, why are you not doing what the project wants to do? If a project lives and breathes off of some sort of concept that they do, the CEX should also adhere to that concept or whatever they're doing. So, yeah, I think Binance cares about our community, but it's all over the place right now. I don't believe they do. I don't believe Binance cares about our community over any other community, especially not their own. So, CEXs should adhere to the project unless it's something that's an up and coming coin. It should adhere to the project no matter what, because if they just implement burns for coins or taxes for coins that need taxes, if they're listing a coin, they list it as is, right? Don't list it as something different because that's not what the project is. No wonder why projects haven't survived or had any type of burn rate live on, because CEXs don't want to do it. They always want to stay with the competition and be like, all right, well, the competition's not doing it, so I'm not doing it. And until they do it, I'm not going to do it. But then nobody ends up doing it. So why not agree that everybody's going to implement the burn? It's part of the project. Any burns coming from lunatics? Not that I know of. I know they haven't announced something. And I know they've been working on this wrap lunatics token, which is basically the Terra Luna Classic version of lunatics token, which it's the same coin. It's not like a different coin. It's the same coin. But I believe as volume increases, they haven't had much volume lately, and it's not something where it's like a standard burn where it's going to be like every week, every 2 weeks. It depends on the volume. It depends on one-upping the volume and how much you have in that burn wallet. So I think Binance, wait, I read that. Go back to the plan that I suggested. Circulate a legal contract that the top 20 exchanges maybe hand deliver to say they will implement the burn off chain if all the other top 20 exchanges agree. Yeah, I mean, I've been circulating it's not a legal contract, but I've been circulating something that I was hoping to get some sort of backing with, and we do get backing with a lot of the community. It's just the CEXs are not saying anything because we're not seeing a lot of pressure on them. Because I still have, let me see if I can bring it up on the screen. My screen's not up right now, so I'll search for it. Come on, Microsoft Word. Yeah, so I have this here, which is my proposal, I guess. It's not really a legal document or anything, but basically it says that this will only hold true if the top 20 exchanges sorted by volume collectively agree. And you have some of these top exchanges that we would like to see agree, right? You have certain exchanges like lightbit.eu, which has a response out here. And I wanted to link all of their responses to show any of those responses. I don't know why it's not coming up. Yeah, so I wanted to link the responses to show the responses. So you go to Twitter and you'll be able to have that link. Heck yes, we do, or heck yeah, we do. So yeah, I would like to, and that's in response to this, where I've been pushing that all out to other, to exchanges, to other people, to everybody. And I haven't pushed it out lately. Well, I did probably like 5 days ago, but I wanted to do it pretty much every day so that we can get more and more traction and more exchanges, because what we need again is these top exchanges. So we only need the top 20 exchanges. Like if you look at these top 20 here, all the way down to, I believe, PancakeSwap, that's 99.5% of the volume. So saying that we need all exchanges is BS. We don't. We only need the top 20 exchanges to collectively agree. And if they agree, we implement the burn, the 0.2%, and we go on about our day. So, did you hear the news? Lunic into migrating Luna 2 or FUD? I've heard something of that. I just haven't read into that at all or leaned into it. DApp that would allow to store 20% of the supply and pump the price by 20%. It would be possible to burn 20% of stored amount and break even on the dollar value after withdrawing, then repeat the cycle. I mean, a DApp that would allow storing 20% of the supply. But how? How would it? I just don't understand how it would store 20% of the supply. Like, how do you get to the point to where you're collecting that 20% of the supply? All right, let's look at this prediction really quick just to give that, and we'll separate this into a separate video. So we got to remember where the timestamp is. If anybody wants to snip this, we can always snip it. That would always be great. I just don't know how to do that. I can add a stream marker. What does that mean? Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's dive into this. So Lunic predictions 2025, 2023, or sorry, not 2023, 2030. I saw a ton of articles out there talking about different predictions, and a lot of things went through. Before we go through that, let me bring up my screen, or bring up just me. So I saw a lot of articles out there to where Lunic to get to $1 in 2024, 2025, and just really kind of selling the title, because that's what articles do. But I thought this one was a little bit interesting, just going through some predictions here. But obviously, we know that it's not 100% true that it will end up playing out this way. But Terra Luna Classic is one of those ones to where now you're seeing a ton of things that are saying, hey, you know, what's the idea? Can it get to all-time highs? Can it get to $1? Can it get to $5? All that other stuff, all that other jazz. But This article here talks about what experts think. Um, you know, Coinpedia, whatever they think, right? Let's see. Some minimum predictions and maximum prediction of Lunic in 2025 will be 0.008. So basically, 80% of a penny. A penny is only a $60 billion market cap right now, or $70 billion market cap, depending on what's out there. And the highest will be about 2 cents or 3 cents, which would actually be great for a lot of people. So seeing that prediction right here, 2025, being the low point of 80% of a penny, or 2.8 cents, is definitely a big deal for a lot of people. Now, other experts, after analyzing the previous performance of Lunic, predict that the average price in the said year would be 1.5 cents. Now, that would be about a $90 billion market cap at that point, because 1 cent would be a $60 billion market cap, and then half of that would be another 30 billion. So $90 billion. Coinpedia is however not so optimistic about the future of Luna Classic. It predicts that Lunic will be traded as high as 0.0028. So 20% of a penny, or almost 30% of a penny, which is not unbelievable. Right now at the current level, getting up to 10% of a penny, you would see a 10x return, or almost a 10x return, right? Depending on where it was at its low, right? Closer to 12 or something. Let's just round up instead of rounding down, because we understand it will be lower than 10x return. However, seeing this up at 30% of a penny, you would be looking at that maybe 30x return from what you do have. So if you have 20,000 that's invested into it, or 10,000 that's invested into it, you're looking at that 30x return, $30,000 or so from that. So that's huge. That's not even right. Not even close to right. If you invested $10,000 and you got a 30x return, if it was a 3x return, then it would be $30,000. But you're looking at $300,000. So that's not a horrible situation coming out of it. Now, it can go as low as 0.001, or 10% of a penny, which is still good. However, this is the thing, is what I've been mentioning, is that there are so many different variables. And when you have all these different variables that take place, you never know what's going to happen, right? No one knew what was going to happen with Bitcoin, in the beginning, with Ethereum, at some of those low prices that it was at, ADA with some of the low prices that it's at, or that it's at now, actually. So all of these different plays that blew up out of nowhere and got to higher market caps, you never really know. But this is the crazy thing, is like, it has an open-ended growth path, because if you're looking at it with the burns that could take place, with the utility that could create more burns, with all of with the community that's a part of this, not only are you going to see higher prices based on the fact that we're burning off supply, but also higher prices based on the fact that we have a larger community, sort of like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, which is insane to see. You have millions of people that are a part of this, that believe in it, that want it to blow up. And when you see that official bull run, you're going to see so much more growth. Now, whether we see burns or not, I'm not 100% sure, but the growth by just the market cap, I definitely think that's going to happen with the amount of people that are a part of it. So in 2030, you'll see it continues to remain optimistic about the future of Lunic in 2030 as well. It predicts that Lunic will trade as high as $5.23 and as low as $1.93 in 2030. And its average price remaining at $3.11, which would be huge, right? In 8 years, you can see it at $5. And, whatever you're holding, you can be able to capture whatever millions you wanted to hold, and you held throughout the process. I don't know what's going to happen or how it's going to really get there. But at that price, at $1 with this current supply, you would see trillions of supply or trillions of market cap. That's too high. So I want to know how that gets there. So I probably have to look up that prediction. On the other hand, Bitcoin Wisdom predicts that Lunix price will keep oscillating between 0.002 and 0.0026 and 0.0028. So about two and a half, or sorry, 25% of a penny or 30% of a penny in 2030. Its average price said to be about 27 percent of a penny. So I don't know. It's definitely interesting to me to see these predictions because you have multiple sides to things. You have an extreme side to where it's like $5 or an average price of $3.11, or you have this 0.002, which you would still have a 20 to 30 x return, which is insane, right? That's a large return, but people want more than that. 100x return, 200x return, 1000x return, which you can get. It just depends on how long we're going to wait, the different variables that happen throughout the process, all of that stuff. So it's great to see these predictions, great to see both sides, but what do I believe? So in my opinion, I think, and this is all just speculation because I really don't know what's going to happen with those variables, with the burns. I think we are going to see pretty decent sized burns. Are we going to see the most aggressive burns to where we burn down less than 1 trillion? Probably not. I think, getting down to a level to where we burn a little bit more than half with the current way of going about things, with the repeg and utility, I think we'll be able to burn a lot, but it's not going to burn as much. So by 2025, I expect us to burn that much. Now, 2030 is kind of unknown. I don't know if popularity will still hold strong there. So I don't know if I would push for $5 or anything like that. I really do want to see it get there, and I believe it can. But if I'm giving my honest opinion on where it will get to, I do believe that we will find a way to push up into the higher cents, whether it's 20 cents, 25, 30 cents, maybe even get to a level of 50 cents. But if we do not see more aggressive burns and we do not see a higher level of volume and CEXs get on board, I don't think we'll see some of those really high levels that we want to see or all-time highs. So it's possible. It's just I'm focused on what's going to happen in the near future versus the longer distant future. So not saying I don't believe that it's going to happen or it never will happen, and not saying that I won't hold my positions just like I plan on doing with my spreadsheet, because I always bring up my spreadsheet and people in the comment section are always like, oh my God, the spreadsheet again. I always bring up this spreadsheet not this spreadsheet. I always bring up the spreadsheet to talk about, and I don't even have it up, to talk about Terra Luna Classic and my exit plan. And I will hold true to that exit plan. So no matter what prices I'm at, I will still hold the amount that's at 50 cents. That's at, a dollar or close to it. So I'm still pushing for those levels. It's just what I believe will happen as of the information or with the information that I have right now. So anyways, that's my whole spiel with the prediction. If you guys want to see that again, go back to 25, I believe, 25 minutes, and you'll be able to get to that full prediction and break that whole entire thing down. I'm not sure if I'll repost that on YouTube or on Rumble or something. I'm not sure. But I will cut it up and do something with it. You think we can create something on Discord to gauge the response? Then might go for it and put up a proposal on Agora. These funds could allocate to make it legal to propose to send. You think we can create something on Discord to gauge the response to it? Gauge the response to what? Am I missing something? Hello, Hopium channel. I mean, I don't know what Hopium is. Which sector of crypto will blossom in 2023? I'm not so sure. If you asked me like a few months ago, I probably would have said, you can look at, um, a lot of metaverse coins that will probably end up thriving. But I'm not 100% sure that you can just label, well, I guess you can label things just a metaverse coin, but you can also have other coins that are used in a metaverse. And would you consider those metaverse coins if they have the highest amount of volume in that metaverse? So I don't know. I definitely think that somebody brought up before that that it will be a utility based bull run. And I do think that's the case, that you'll see a lot of utility that comes out of nowhere that people are insanely excited about. And that's why you see things start to run, is because Ethereum has a lot more utility. I don't think Bitcoin will have a lot more utility, but Ethereum will have a lot more utility. ADA will have a lot more utility. You'll see Quant and, Cosmos and Compound and all of these other um, plays there. Oh, 2K25. $1 and 2K30 $10. That would be fantastic. But like I said, with my spreadsheet, and I'll bring it up again, I know how people hate this freaking spreadsheet. Some people hate it. Some people love it because it does help you out in the long run. I mean, it really does help you out. But in the short term right now, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, well, this doesn't really matter at all to anyone, because what you're looking at is just a spreadsheet that breaks down when you're going to sell your position, but you don't understand how much that is valuable, because you can use that on any position that you have, right? If you have CRO, or you have Cosmos or Algo, or ADA, or Matic, or whatever, you can put all of these numbers in here, figure out different prices that you believe it's going to get to, and then make your moves there. But I'm gonna live by this strategy here. um, as far as I know, this is a strategy that's going to be anything that's around $1. Yes, I will sell 5 million. I'll have 5 million that's left above $1. Um, and what we will see is, as time goes on, I will take a little bit more money out of it. And the reason being is because as you're selling it, you're creating that burn tax, and you don't really want to be the largest holder and have that much of an impact on something, like completely crashing or anything. So selling bit by bit and taking your profit gives a little bit more profit to everybody else, because everybody else is making moves as well, and you're not overselling at one point. And you also, if you have multiple people that are taking profit at some of these levels, when it does get to $1, it's going to hold a little bit more steady instead of just completely crashing down. What do people do when they invest in something? So they try and buy at the lowest point, and then they try and sell at whatever the most talked about point is. And the most talked about point, the most two talked about points for Terra Classic is like 1 penny and $1. We don't really see many people talking about 50 cents. We see people talking about 10 cents, but it's 1 penny getting to that level, and then seeing the ability to grow from there and getting to $1. And when it does get to $1, if there's no selling in between the levels at all, and it gets to $1, you're going to see a massive sell-off, which could be good for the first people out of the position, because then they can get back in with a lower amount, and end up pocketing more in the end, or technically risking some. But either way, I feel like if you're selling throughout and everybody is selling throughout, you see less of a pullback when you get to some of these significant numbers. So I'm going to live by this no matter what does happen. So if it gets to a penny, I'm selling 2 million. Obviously, when it gets to some of these levels, I will take some of the money that I gained in rewards, and I will sell those. So I will definitely list these out to show people what's going on there and how that has updated. But I want to take profit throughout the whole entire process. I've already taken profit, but I would like to take more profit throughout the whole process. Because if it gets to 80% of a penny and it's at $352,000, and it completely comes back from there, or it just holds at some of those levels, um, it's going to be kind of tough to look at and go, oh, I just gave up $352,000, So I'm going to hold true to this breakdown here. Why can't Lunix say, if you don't burn, we're taking it off your exchange and give it to the ones that are burning? Because the problem is that they bought these coins, so you can't just take it off the exchange. That's how exchanges work, to where a lot of them either are given them, right? If they're given the coins because they want them to list it, or they bought those coins because they feel like it is necessary to be a part of it. Like a lot of what Binance does is they buy up the most of a project, and you'll see it in so many different scenarios, to where you look at anything and you're going to see Binance is like 50% of the volume, and that's what they want. So they did the same thing for Terra Luna Classic, buying up all the Terra Luna Classic for a cheaper price, and they ended up increasing the amount that, not only the amount that they held, but the amount that it was worth. So going from a certain level to hundreds of millions more, I mean, it just works. Or 100 million more, it just works. Oh, response to your circulating about the top 20. You're saying if we let's go back up. Where was it? We'll definitely be hitting a dollar when we repay. That's not it. What was it? Circulating a legal contract to the top 20, maybe hand delivering it to say they will implement a burn off chain if all the other top exchanges agree. So I'm not sure where we're getting at. Let's have this conversation. You think we can create something on Discord to gauge the response to it, and they might go for it and put up a proposal in Agora? So the issue is that we can do whatever we want in Terra Station, but the exchanges don't care about that per se, right? We can say, have all exchanges, we can vote on this, have all exchanges list or have a tax associated with every transaction of 0.2%, or top 20 exchanges. Yes, I think it would help if we can have something to where we have that proposal, and maybe I can introduce that proposal. I don't know, but the problem is that doesn't change anything outside of what's on chain. On chain is great. We understand the 0.2% is there, but having the CEXs implement it, we don't only need the community to support it. We need, everybody really to support it. Anybody that's willing to buy Terra Luna Classic really to support it. And then also, obviously, the exchanges and the leaders of those exchanges to support it as well. Because if they open up that can of worms to support one burn tax, then now you're going to look at other projects and they're going to say, well, why can't you burn our coin? So we have to, I think we can do something, and I'll keep pushing something out, but we probably do need like something similar to what we are seeing, here, where we have all the different exchanges here. We have Binance obviously at the top with most of the volume, and I would love to get this fully implemented, but I don't know. Let's push this out like hell in the next month to see if we can get anybody, right? Because if MEXC can agree to that, and it's not necessarily saying that they will do it, right? We need the top 20 exchanges to do it. So if MEXC can agree to it, which I believe they can, they hold 1% of the volume. If they can agree to that with $2 million, I would love that. If, Binance can find a way to agree to it, and we pressure them into agreeing, whether it's on an AMA or whether it's, just constantly, um, pushing this on Twitter to them from the Luna community. And, you have thousands and tens of thousands and hopefully hundreds of thousands of retweets and likes and tags and everything just to get this ball rolling. If we can get them to agree to it, then we can get all these other ones to agree to it as well. We should be good by, January 1st, 2023. Maybe we can get this done. So I know it's tough for me to go on here and do that and just constantly list it because I don't ever have a crazy amount of time to write out a ton of things. But I need to do this because we need to find a way to get them to agree. Matt, what do you think about the repeg of USTC? I think that's great. I think with a repeg of USTC, for me, I've always thought that it's too early for me to see a repeg for USTC. However, people do believe that, we will see nothing but benefits from it. But if we have a massive attack on USTC again, what's stopping it from falling again? Because this wasn't something where it was like, oh, well, USTC crashed because the system didn't work. Sort of. The system really didn't work because it didn't have full support or some sort of a backup plan. Kind of like, you buying a house. You buy a house and you lock your doors and you think that would be enough. But then you have a break-in and then you realize that you need some sort of security. Even though you have that padlock, you have the number lock or whatever you want, it still doesn't help that, someone just kicked in your door. Now you end up getting that security, and this security would have been just like some sort of reserve, whether it was in BTC to align with the amount of like maybe 10% of USTC. So if it's worth 12 billion, you should have seen about 1 to 2 billion in reserves. Just so that if someone does attack, now you have that 1 to 2 billion. So you always have maybe a little bit of a tax or something that collects that reserve. I think that would be the best case scenario, because if this gets attacked again when it is repegged at a lower market cap, which is definitely possible for a stable coin, you're just going to see it collapse again, and then people are going to lose everything again. So I think it may be a little early for me, but I'll support it the best way that we can, and just continue to move forward. I don't really know what else to say there. Let's not forget Binance lost a ton of money when it crashed. When what crashed? When USTC crashed? Well, yes. Yes, they did. And they're trying to, it seems like they're finding ways to recoup that, though, because they didn't hold the most of Terra Luna Classic there. They didn't. They held a lot less. But then they decided, as it fell down, to buy up a lot of Terra Luna Classic and now hold about 30% of the overall position, the overall project. So they lost a ton of money, but they didn't lose that much. And there's a way, obviously it was a lot compared to what you and I bring in every single month and day and even hour, right? By hour, we bring in maybe even year, right? How much we bring in by the year. But yeah, I mean, they ended up getting more Terra Luna Classic when it crashed, and they saw a gain from when it crashed all the way up to, where it is now. So yes, they lost a lot of money, but I believe they regained that back. I just wanted to know, is any chance / expectation for Lunic to reach back to all-time highs? There's a chance, but again, all variables need to go in our favor. And I think we we can pressure the people to get the variables to happen in our favor, but it just takes time and effort, and we can't give up on things just because maybe some people just don't support it. There are people out there that really don't support any type of burns. They don't want to see anything there because it hasn't worked in the past. But cryptocurrency hasn't worked in the past. And now we're seeing cryptocurrency thrive. Different businesses didn't work in the past, but those companies or businesses thrive. Just because something doesn't work then doesn't mean that it will never work. Because, if that was the mindset that we had, we would have never had planes. We would have never had, maybe it's a good thing we would have never had the pew pew shooters. I don't know if I can say stuff like that on, probably. It depends what type of channel you have. But there's a lot of things we wouldn't have had if people would have just said, oh, it didn't work in the past, so we're not going to do it. So we need to figure out a way that this can work, because an algorithmic stablecoin can work. It's just you need the right levels of support. Cryptocurrency can work. You need the right levels of not only support but also utility. Yes, we got 200 plus people in here. If you guys want to hit the like button, please do so. It does help out. It says 239 people. We got 6 people over on TikTok. Hi from Reno. I can't see if that's what that says. Troy, if you're watching, thank you for following. Zip something. I cannot see any of those words. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Hey Matt, do you think there's a chance I'll make 100K out of my 2 million Lunic? If so, how much of a chance? So you have 2 million Lunic. Let me quickly do this. 2 million. Let me take this out. Okay, so if you get down to a point, right, you have 2 million Lunic. It's currently worth what, around $300 or so, maybe a little bit more, because it's 0.00016, right? So like $320, $325, something like that, right? That $320, let's say you see that grow to a level of 0.003, which is $6,000. Would you take any profit at that point? Because you just turned $300 into $6,000. There's probably a high possibility that you will take a little bit of profit, because I would. Taking your initial investment does not hurt. Taking $1,000 of your initial investment does not hurt. So taking $1,000 of that, let's say you take 200, maybe 400. Oops, that's 4 million. Let's say you take 400,000, right? Which is $1,186. You're leaving on the table, that 5,000 or $4,800 or so, right? You're leaving that on the table, and that's 1,000 or 1.6 million. Well, now you're comfortable probably holding out the rest. You can have that $1,000, do whatever you want with that $1,000, reinvest that $1,000, and you're left with, $4,800 or so. Now you can let it live on to a penny. It's worth $16,000. Would you take anything there? Probably. I mean, $16,000 from $300 is huge. So I would definitely take some if I were you. I wouldn't even hesitate. I would take a little bit. So maybe taking 100 or 200,000. I don't know. How much do you want to take? But maybe 200,000, right? That's another $2,000. So far you collected $3,000 from that. You still have 1.4 million. So if you want to let it live for up to 10 cents, that's $100,000. You can take it there if you want. Or you can see it at 5 cents at different levels, and you can say, all right, that's $70,000. Let me take another 400. right? 400,000, you're taking 20,000 or $20,000. Now you have $23,000 in total. So now what you're sitting on is 1 million coins at 10 cents. That's $100,000. So yeah, there's a possibility, depending on what moves you make, to get $100,000 out of it. And that's a good way of thinking about it. You know, you have 2 million and you want to get $100,000, not people that are saying, I have 2 million and I want to gain $20 million from it, or I want to gain $2 million from it. Well, depending on what you do, you might not gain that $2 million that you want. And it's also going to be very risky if you just hold on to it till it just gets to $1. You want to create some profit or take some profit there. So yeah, throughout this time, you can say, all right, I just want to accept half of this, and I'm not even going to accept the full 100,000. I'm just going to accept 500,000 coins or $50,000. And now we can let the rest live on, you know, 20 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents. So altogether right now, you collected $73,000 from just this beginning stage of it. And now you can let the rest grow, 500,000, you know, whatever you take here, or you let it live to $50, or sorry, 50 cents, 48 cents or so, 50 cents. That's $250,000. I mean, it's up to you. It depends on what you do. So it definitely can happen. Again, it just depends. I think you should probably take the spreadsheet. If you're ever asking yourself this question, you should probably take this spreadsheet and break down your own situation. Do it with everything, because not only can you use this for Terra Luna Classic, put in another project, put in Matic and find the different levels that it has been to. Put in ADA, find the different levels that it has been to, and take your investment and see what it could be worth and what it will be worth and what you will take profit, what levels you will take profit at. So hopefully that helps. Merge maybe best supply for a Lunic isn't going away. 1 Lunic for 1K Lunic. Doquan said no chances for it going to $1. Read his tweets. I wouldn't just trust the word of one person to say that there's no chance. Understand that there are experts and so many different people that believe that certain things are getting to certain levels or will not go to certain levels, or that AMC will never hit above $20 and it went up to $80. And it's like, people, experts don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I wouldn't say Doquan doesn't know what he's talking about, but I don't know if he is underestimating the amount of strength from the community. But either way, there's so many different variables that could take this to $1 or even help you profit below that. Tell you the truth, I have, like I said, reality, expectation, max profit. When I go through all of this stuff and break all of my situation down, all of my coin situation down, you understand that I have a reality, I have an expectation, I have a max profit. Max profit would be if you see all of this play out the way it's supposed to play out and get back to $100. Now, the chances of that happening are slim. The chances of the expectation happening of up to $1 may be slim, but the chances of it getting to 25 cents, in my opinion, is definitely more reality than anything. So that's why I always break stuff down like that. Huge news for a Lunic to $1 tomorrow. We did it. I don't know about that. How do airdrops work? Don't tell me, don't fall for that airdrop stuff that's happening on like Terra Station, because it's not real, it's fake. Don't go in there, don't vote on anything that's associated with it. Just leave it alone. But essentially you have free coins that they're airdropping to people. So they have a pool of coins and they usually airdrop it. I'm not saying them, but if you are talking about regular airdrops, they have a pool of coins that they either create, mint, or ones that were collected, and those are airdropped to people. It's sort of like what you would see with rewards. So for Lunatics token, you know, you see different rewards, and that's automatically dropped to the wallets that are holding Lunatics token. So did you see Farmcoin? It was up also. You have a position, right, Matt? Yeah. I did see it was up to like $38. I was getting notifications, and I was waiting for it to push up a lot higher. But the fact that it was even up, I'm happy about it. Farm, yeah, it was up to like $38, and now it's back down to like 31 cents. So if I look at the last month, it's been up to $41. So let me look at the last 7 days. So yeah, this day it was up to about $37 or something. Let me check the candlesticks. Whoa. Mm, just recently, yeah, it was up to about $38. I want to see Farmcoin really grow. Seeing $2 million in the last 24 hours, the volume is still down 46%. But I don't know why it pushed up so high. I mean, technically, sometimes Farm just runs because it has such little supply. Crypto going to the moon today? No, crypto is not going to the moon today. Depends what we define the moon. If you define the moon as consolidation, then you might be right. He just wants people to sell Lunic and get into Luna 2, in my opinion. Probably. I mean, there's more of a community over here. There's more support, more growth potential. So I don't know why he just completely gave up on it. Because this could have been so much bigger. And that was my thought process. Even though I don't really necessarily agree with everything Do Kwon does at all. But even though it crashed and everything, I thought he was going to stay on it and, try and bring this back and figure out the best situations to bring it back. But the complete crumbling of the paper, crumbling of the project, and saying, well, this is trash, let's move on to a new one. It kind of annoys me a little bit. It could have been so much bigger. It really could have. Will a 1.2% tax be better for the retail investors like you? So I think 1.2% tax, anything below a 10% tax would be fine, especially in the market or in the situation that we have now. You may think and say, oh, well, I give $100. I don't want to lose $10. I give $1,000. I don't want to lose $100. But understand what that could be by the sacrifice made by most people. If everybody is sacrificing 10, 5, 3, 1%, whatever the highest percentage that we can stand, we're biting the bullet to burn the overall supply faster. The faster we burn the supply, the larger the popularity gets, and the longer the popularity stays here. The popularity window that we have to wait for burns, I would say, like I said, is like 2 to 3 years. So if we're already at that half a year mark, and we have burned, 20 billion, we haven't really made a dent on what we should be making a dent on. I feel like in a matter of a half a year, we should have this completely burned down to whatever supply we want to get to. And not saying that we have it to the price that we want to get to, have it to the supply that we want to get to. The price potential comes later as utility is coming. But the fact that we're focusing on so many different things rather than just the burn is ridiculous to me. I understand that utility needs to be a big player, but understand how big utility would be if we establish the burn beforehand. The volume is here. We have the volume. If people are saying, hey, in order to keep the volume, we need to see utility. You're right. In order to keep the volume, eventually we need to see more utility, but so many people are willing to buy it and see the potential that the growth has. That's where we need to establish the burn. If people see growth potential, like with Shiba Inu in the beginning, people see the growth potential, you have billions of dollars, tens of billions, hundreds of billions that's flowing through Shiba Inu. If you had a burn rate there, all of the supply is gone. Not all of it, but 99.8% of the supply is gone. Same thing with Terra Luna Classic. We have all of the volume here, and we had volume in the beginning. We have volume in the middle, and now we're starting to lower that volume because it is you are a little bit late. If you want to see that price prediction, go back to 25 to 33 on the what I call that on the video. 25 minutes to the 33-minute mark. And you'll see that full like price prediction discussion. And then you can come back here. But where was I going? When it comes to Terra Luna Classic, we could have had so much more that burned off throughout the beginning stages with all the volume, the billions of dollars of volume that was flowing through it. Wait, Shib card game burns 5%. No one is crying about that. Yeah. I mean, well, to be frank, even though my name's Matt, I don't know why I do that. That is the worst joke in the world. That's more of a business to where you're taking revenue, not money out of people's pockets. Well, technically you are, because it's a what's that game called? Not play to earn. It's called in-app purchases, a game with in-app purchases. So people are spending their money in order to see that 5% burn off, but they're also not burning 5%. I haven't seen a damn thing from them. You put your video title all-time high, $120. This is true or clickbait? The all-time high is $120. But people are asking, can we get back to the all-time high? So I didn't put all-time high in this video. I put it in a different video. Is it true that it can get back there? Yeah, there's a possibility. But I think the way that we are trending, I don't know if it's necessarily the best way. It may get us to the place that we want to get to, but with less hype and less popularity. But it's not going to get us back to all-time highs. I think there's a possibility, there's a possible chance, but it's slim. I think investing 10K in Lunic for the long term, I might sell. Wait, I'm thinking of investing 10K in Lunic for the long term. I might sell in 2025. Am I stupidly reckless? So I wouldn't say that you are, but definitely do a little bit more research. Where do you plan on taking a little bit of profit to recoup your initial investment? Do you plan on holding 50% for a long period of time? Are you going to wait until it gets to a 5x return before you take your initial investment? Are you going to even take it at all? Make sure you do your research on that to understand when you're going to take profit, because either way, I do believe Terra Luna Classic is going to run, right? If it doesn't find a way to get to $1, then it doesn't find a way to get to $1. However, getting up to 0.001 is still a massive return. Yeah, jokes are the best. They are. It's still a massive return. And getting up to 0.002 is also a massive return. Getting up to a 1 penny mark, which I believe it can do, which is a $60 billion market cap, is a massive return. It's not to the level that we wanted to get to, but it's still a massive return. So collecting your profit, collecting your initial investment as well as your profit is a great way to go about it, because then it makes you feel better about holding it for the long term. By the way, Richard, I didn't say thank you for that super chat. I do appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much for that. Matt, it's like no one understands if they burn a small amount now, the gains later will be tremendous. Yeah, I don't think anybody understands, because it hasn't worked in the past. So people are always like, hey, this has never worked for any project. Name projects to where it was actually given, I don't even, or given a thought or given a chance, I guess, to succeed with a burn rate. And there's no project that has been given a chance to succeed with a burn rate, right? There's, I can't even remember. I mean, right now you can say that ETH will probably be the one that does establish some sort of burn rate. CRO burned, it doesn't have a burn rate, but they burned 70 billion. And they're showing that that process does work. It increases the overall potential so much higher. And when you do see that bull run, just wait. CRO is going to be worth so much more than what people would have thought in the past. But with Lunic, you have to, if you break it down in a simple way, in the beginning stages, when we were seeing billions of dollars flow through Terra Luna Classic, if we had CEXs that were on board with this burn rate, if we had on chain, off chain, both of those up for or ready for this burn rate, right? 1%, 3%, whatever. Who cares about the DApps at this point? Not right now. Who cares about them? If we had this burn rate in place with the billions of dollars that were flowing through it, with a lot of people that were seeing the potential in the beginning, this is where you establish that burn. You see so much come off the table, and trillions are coming off the table. This means that the overall potential is a lot higher. The price point can now support the repeg of USTC, and we are at the places that we want to get to in a matter of 6 months. The fact that they went from focusing on burns to saying, well, the burn didn't work, we need to give up on the burn, or we need to decrease the burn and start to focus on utility only, it's just mind-boggling. I don't understand it. I really don't. But I guarantee that, or I guarantee that this is going to have some sort of success, right? With the repeg, with focusing on utility and seeing the burns that are coming through, but it's not going to have the same effect that a burn rate would have on a popular coin with CEXs and on chain and off chain burns. So, and if all transactions were burned, then yes. And by the way, better check the new supply. Is there a new supply here? Did it increase or something? Or did it decrease? Because I know we've had people unstake. So if it has increased, we've had people that unstake. I really don't see a difference. Did it decrease a little bit? Or did it increase? I'm not sure. But it's still around that $6 trillion dollar mark. So a 1 penny price point right here would still be a $60 billion market cap. So burns have made a dent. Oh, in the total supply. Yeah. Burns have made a little bit of a dent in the total supply, which is good to see. Really, really good to see. However, I think we need to see a lot more if we're going to get to the place we want to. Because in 6 months, technically it's only been, 3 months with the burn rate actually implemented. But in 6 months since the crash, we wanted to see a lot more of an impact. The guy was saying there is still over 7 trillion, Matt. I don't understand people. Oh, you're talking to the other guy. Okay, this guy. I don't understand people. Do you know the market cap? It's 7 trillion. So $1 per coin will be at $7 trillion. Do people understand this value? So people do understand it. But think of this. You understand that in the beginning, literally with the creation of Bitcoin, the mindset was that mining is the only way to go. Creating new coins, or not necessarily creating new coins, but adding new coins to circulation was the only method that we understood. So while you have Bitcoin there, adding new coins to circulation technically devalues the position, devalues the price. It may make it stronger in a way. For Bitcoin, it's different. I don't know how the hell it just continues to run, and maybe it's because it controls the market. Most people just put their money in Bitcoin because Bitcoin was the thing that really started this all, right? And leads the market. So we have all of these other coins out there that add coins to the circulating supply. And when they do that, they are diluting the position, diluting the price. Now, when you have something that happens one way, you can also have the opposite. It's just we haven't proven the way to do that, right? We know that burns are a thing, but every time we create some sort of project with burns, CEXs do not allow those burns on their platforms, even though it's a part of the project. but they allow minting because minting is outside of what the CEX controls, right? If let's say Binance holds 2.6 trillion coins. Let's say Terra Luna Classic wanted to mint another 7 trillion coins. Well, now they hold less percentage, so they would have to buy more coins in order to hold the same percentage. So it doesn't really affect the exchange as much as if we're saying, hey, you need to burn off your supply, because if you hold 60% of the supply or of the volume, then you're going to see that volume burn off a lot faster than others. You know what I mean? You know, Bitcoin only had 21 million coins. Yes, I know. But the point is that they were mining it. Just like how you can mine Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin adds on 5.2 billion every single year, but it's looked at as a normal project and obviously a meme coin to a lot of people, but with the same concept as Bitcoin, just with more inflation. So they're adding on coins to circulation every single year. Every time you're mining new coins and creating, and it's more difficult to mine those coins, which also has a ton of energy consumption, but that's another point. You're adding those coins to circulation, technically devaluing the price. However, with Bitcoin, it's a different story because Bitcoin kind of leads everything. So it continues to get stronger as they add more coins, which totally doesn't make sense. But it does. Because it's like the amount that you have left becomes scarce. So a lot of people are mining it, which you have a lot of people that are holding it as well, that believe in it. So you got to understand that there's an opposite way of looking at it, and burning could work as long as CEXs can find a way to finally get on board. And I feel like with Ethereum, maybe some top tier coins that may establish some sort of burn rate. And I don't think Ethereum will establish a burn rate, but to be able to burn off coins at all is a positive point for at least me. Matt, just started staking on Trust Wallet for Lunic. I only have 1 million coins and getting about 450 coins a day. I'm new to this, and I have compounded some of my rewards. But what is this? But what is this? What you have compound? You don't know what? Wait, I don't understand. Are you joking? Or is this like, seems like with everything that you've done, you know what Lunic is. Is that a joke? I don't know. I'm confused. Exactly. It's scarce. Not over 6.5 trillion in supply. What do you mean it's scarce? When you burn supply, that's when you start getting to a point to where it is scarce. Once you have the full amount of supply out there, there's a ton of coins that have the full amount of supply out there. The problem is, with a lot of other positions, maybe not just Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, yes, does have a max supply. Terra Luna Classic does not have a max supply. I mean, right now it does, because there's the minting feature is pretty much off. It technically is scarce and becomes scarcer, which is not a word, every single day, because they burn off supply. So 7 trillion down to 6.9 trillion, down to 6.8 trillion, down to 6.7 trillion. You're burning off the supply, but you're also decreasing the overall. You're decreasing the overall supply, but you're also creating that scarce mindset as well. I don't know how else to put that, but I understand where you're coming from. You want something that has less coins to start with, but coins that have a lot of projects that have less coins to start with tend to add more to the supply, diluting it. Eventually, it's going to hit a point to where, for Bitcoin, maybe not, because it's always going to find a way to lead the market or be one of the leaders of the market. But for other things like that have no max supply, like Dogecoin, right? And I'm not saying Dogecoin is a, um, just a top tier coin, even though it is, I think, still top 10. Pretty sure. Yeah, it's 8. Um, Trying to think of one that can mint as many as they can. Not sure which one because some have max supplies and some don't. I would have said Ethereum, but they're probably starting to decrease that supply rather than increase that supply. Bro, are you working for yourself or for us? Me? Sorry, Matt. Ran out of words to write. So I'm staking, but seeing you can compound. Is it worth it? Or is it worth doing it? Not sure what it is. Is it worth it to compound? It depends what you want out of it. So compounding just gets you more coins and rewards. So if you're getting rewards, right? If you're getting 450 and you compound it, the next time that you get rewards, you're going to get 454. And then the next time you get rewards, you're going to get 456. And the next time you'll get 450 or 460. So we'll just keep increasing the amount of rewards that you get, but you also are staking, you're restaking the rewards that you get with this new position. So you're increasing the amount that you have from being, instead of 1 million to over the year, it might be 2 million. I don't know what percentage you get. But if I had to guess, and you were getting, what is it? You were getting 450 million a day, equals, why is that not working? 450 multiplied by 365. You would get that much out of, I believe you said you had 1 million. 1 million, you would get 16%. 16 or so percent. Is that right? So instead of over the year, you getting 1 or 1.6 or 160 something thousand, right? 164,000, you would get more, because with your 1 million, as time goes on, I don't think I can build a compounding feature really quick in here, but as you go along, you're adding 450. So literally take 450, and you're literally taking whatever this is, and you're adding 450 every single time. It's 450, then it'll be 452. Obviously, as you're compounding it, you'll get a lot more. So let's say you are adding all of that up. It didn't work. How do you do this? F4? No, if I do that, then I'll change. So you're just adding more and more. And I understand it's not going to be 450 exactly. So you're adding more and more. And then when you take the percentage, so if you do that and you look at multiply by 16%, and it's always 16%, you're going to see 160, 160, whatever. It's going to increase. It's going to increase a little bit more. It's going to increase a little bit more, and increase a little bit more, increase a little bit more. And then obviously you divide that by whatever day, and equals this divided by 365, and you would have, let's say, that much. Then you're gaining a slight bit more, a slight bit more, a slight bit more every single time. So in the end, you'll end up increasing your passive income as well as how much you're gaining in the end. So instead of getting 164,000, you're now going to get maybe 174 or 200,000. I don't know exactly how much. I would have to do the math on that, but I haven't done it. So, what do you think could happen in the market this December? Well, you want to see retail stores thrive, but from what I've seen from the Black Friday sales, they weren't really Black Friday sales. I haven't gone any places, but from what I've seen online, a lot of people are like, uh, these sales are just what the prices were yesterday, and they increased the price to decrease the price back down. How long do you think the popularity factor will matter until utility takes over? Um, for You're talking about for like crypto as a whole, or you're talking about Bitcoin has the most liquidity? Um, well, yes, it's tied to a lot of um, exchanges heavily, but you're saying how long will the popularity factor matter until utility takes over? I'm not sure what you mean by that, as in if it's Terra Luna Classic, how much will the popularity factor matter, or cryptocurrency? Because right now it's all about what's popular and not what's uh, what's utilized. I do believe the next bull run will be more of a utility bull run, like other people have said. Someone brought up in my live stream, and I was like, that makes sense that you would break that down. And it's a utility bull run. Matt likes to check out my Excel spreadsheet skills, Excel boss level skills. I mean, not really. I like Excel, but yeah, it all depends. You let me know what you're talking about here, whether it's Lunic or the entire crypto market. Matt, I designed a T-shirt with Lunic token on it. I want to sell them with so much going to burns, uh, some to devs. Do I need their permission? Do you need their permission to sell Lunic T-shirts? No, you don't. You can sell it. You have a Twitter, right? And I'll retweet it. I mean, we need different ways to burn, but obviously we need like millions of dollars in order to burn the Terra Luna Classic we want to burn. Um, FTX has scammed me. Well, that was a while ago, but yeah, they scammed a lot of people. Thank you for that super chat, by the way. Yeah, you don't need their permission. It's a crypto coin. It's not a company. So companies and businesses, you would have to go around them and get their permission to sell something like that, which most likely they won't give you that ability to sell it because it's their brand. And if somebody's going to get money from a t-shirt, then they're going to get money from a t-shirt. And when it comes to cryptocurrency, you don't have to get their permission. Um, do you think it's kind of a deja vu moment, like the movie Wolf of Wall Street, penny stocks, except it's with CEXs, aka SBF selling altcoins? I don't think so. I don't think that's how I would classify it. I've purchased more crypto in the last 3 months than I've ever owned. I hear you. I've purchased a lot of cryptocurrency. I purchased a lot of Ethereum. My father-in-law was just asking me about it, which shout out Bob if you're watching this. Um, my father-in-law was asking me about cryptocurrency recently. I was telling him how I invested a lot into Bitcoin in this downturn. I invested a lot into ADA. I've been making moves into, well, not making moves into Terra Luna Classic, but definitely watching Terra Luna Classic a lot, like a hawk. A hawk or hawk? I can never say that word right. Hawk. I still feel like I said it wrong. Erica makes fun of me about that word, and I understand why. Mr. Beast, contact him too, to do a competition, etc. Yeah, I feel like Mr. Beast like sponsorships. A lot of sponsorships have been going under like lately. People with FTX, Voyager sponsorships that they have, BlockFi sponsorships. People that are putting a lot of money in there, whether it's Andre Jick or Graham Stephan or something. They're gonna start looking at a lot of these sponsorships and going, look, I'm just not going to do sponsorships anymore. I mean, they're making money, a lot of money from sponsorships, which I've never done, but it seems like the crypto space and the crypto space has a lot of different scams a part of it that really want you to do something. I've been reached out to by a couple of shady things And those are the only sponsorships that actually have reached out to me. Typically, you want to reach out to the sponsorships, especially if you only have, 200,000 subscribers. Um, oh no, he's been Mr. Beast does like sponsorships with like gaming companies to be like safe because you can't really scam people in just a game usually. What you invested into? Wait, you invested into Bitcoin? No way. Or did you mean ETH? Did I say Bitcoin? I didn't say Bitcoin, did I? Let me go back here. Give me, give me, give me a second. Did I say I invest? Did I? Did I actually say that? I don't think I actually said that. Ah, I meant ETH. I did say Bitcoin. I've been looking at Bitcoin, and I did say Bitcoin. I invested a lot into Ethereum. Ethereum. I'm sorry. I apologize. Thank you for correcting me, or just questioning that. I would not invest a lot into Bitcoin. I'm sorry. I'm not a Bitcoin person at all. Like not not at all. The only reason I would invest into it, like if this came down to less than $10,000, maybe. Um, but yeah, I did say Bitcoin. I heard Bitcoin. It's really early. It's 7:46. I actually had to wake up early because Harper had an accident. So I woke up a little bit earlier than I usually do, but I went to sleep at like 12:30 and woke up at like 5. So usually I wake up at like 5:30, but I also didn't mean to go to sleep that late. Did established titles contact you to become a lord by buying a piece of land? No, they didn't. I did see that that was a sponsorship as well that Graham Stephan and Andre Jake both had issues with. Um, and I watch both of them. I like their stuff. Um, I know you hate Bitcoin. That's why I was laughing. It's not that I hate Bitcoin. I just don't like it. There's a difference. There's a slight difference. I'm not a fan. Um, I would buy it if it was at a certain price point, I think. But then again, if Bitcoin's at that price point, what is Ethereum at? So then I would probably question all the other positions that are out there. I don't know why I went so high with that right there when I said other. I would question all the other ones. Um, that was the highest like jump that I've ever went from a low voice to like extremely high. I know you hate BTC. That's why I'm laughing. I read that. Lunic is a scam. I don't believe so. I like the fact that your name is Matt, but I don't agree with your opinion. Sabbath's title's been everywhere lately. Even the anime channel sponsored by them. Ad in a live stream. Did you get one? Because we're supposed to give one. Oh my dear. How many Lunic buy to yourself? What? Do you see news on BitBoy Crypto and FTX? Did I see the news on BitBoy Crypto and FTX? I don't know what that news would have been. What news? BitBoy escorted off of SPF's property. Extreme emergency FTX update breaking news live. What is that? BitBoy gets doxxed, the future of NFTs. I don't know what this is all about. BitBoy lost his lawsuit the instant he filed it. No, that's not it. That was August 2022. I don't know what's going on here. What information am I looking for? BitBoy in the Bahamas chasing him down. BitBoy went to the Bahamas to hunt him down. Some of the chatters, if they as if they woke up early too. I was wondering if it was intentional. No, it wasn't intentional. So as long as I know Luna can reach $1, I'm holding my 10 million. I'm not gonna hold mine for that long. Understand that I will hold a certain amount pretty much forever because I'm gonna play it out how I want to play it out, as an investment, but also as an investor as well. Hmm, yeah, I guess as an investment for gains versus being an investor. Tried to make sense of that. Um, Again, it's early. But yeah, I probably will hold, like I said on my spreadsheet, above $1, probably 5 million, and the rest will end up getting sold before those levels. 16, at least 16 million of that being sold before 25 cents. Um, so yeah, BitBoy went to Sam's house and asked questions, and Sam wouldn't answer the door. Actually, he wanted to see if Tether is fake. It's a pyramid game. BitBoy done a live looking for SBF. So yeah, I just saw an article saying that BitBoy has scored it off of SBF's property. BitBoy will have a live video this morning from Tether headquarters. BitBoy is pretty much stalking SBF. I guess. I really don't want to talk about that guy anymore. I don't even I know who he is, but I don't care for him at all. Hands are freezing down here. Uh, you don't have gaming crypto besides Shiba. Gaming is always big. So I do have ApeCoin, technically a metaverse coin. I'm not so sure. I can't even remember if I have any gaming coins. I should. Mm, Not really, no. I guess I don't. I wanted to buy Gala, but I keep getting thrown back by dilution, or dilution potential. And it seems like a lot of gaming coins do have that dilution um, potential within it. I have 7,000 ADA. I don't think I'm going to buy anything else because I have 7,000 ADA, I have 4,000 Algorand, I have 71 Harvest Finance on Coinbase, which that needs to grow a lot more. 5.7 or 5.17 Ethereum. I'll let that grow. Can't believe how far ACH has come back. It's down to less than a penny, which we've seen that. I believe it was up to like 10 cents at one point. Anchor, that's down to 2 cents again after being up to a high of about 20 cents, I believe. Year, what's the high in the year? Doesn't give me all the different detail. Should give me different detail. Wait, Anchor takes a page out of FTX playbook and sponsor NBA Sacramento Kings? Why do they like to? Articles love to do that. They pin something that's actually working to something that didn't work in the past, just because it creates a click. Takes a play out of FTX's playbook when it could have been crypto.com, when it could have been I don't know, Coinbase is sponsoring different sporting events, right? So shut the hell up with all that. Stupid. What's the best $1,000 altcoin investment from now until the bull for a 10x to 100x? Not financial advice. What's the best? There's a lot of opportunities. I'm not going to give you one that's just the absolute best, but I can tell you ones that I invest into, assets that I'm invested into, and I'll show you the ones that I'm invested into, or tell you the ones that I'm invested into. Cardano is one of those that I'm invested into for a huge return, as well as, you know, large utility. Algorand is one that I truly do believe in for a big return there. Krillcoin, Farmcoin, ones that I believe in for the long term. Technically, Ethereum is an altcoin. So Ethereum is one of my heaviest investments, but by far for me, what I'm invested into the most is CRO. You know, even getting back to all-time highs is more than a 10x return. And all-time highs are not even the peak point to where this should be at. I think crypto.com should be worth a lot more and will be worth a lot more. And CRO will be worth a lot more and will be worth a lot more, or can be worth a lot more and will be worth a lot more. So I have the most invested into CRO. And that's just my investments. It's not telling you what to invest into. It's just my investments. Why isn't anyone interested in Gin Network? It's Aptos Polygon. I'm not sure. How long would burning need to not work before you gave up on the concept entirely? How long would burning need to not work? First of all, burning would work if it was implemented everywhere. You're telling me that increasing the value of something by taking away something is not a concept that's used across the world, across industries. Literally, is seeing, let's say, with the Funko Pop that I have a Loki Funko Pop that is now worth, I think, like $4,000, $5,000 at this point, and it was sold for $12. There were 400 that were made. It was already scarce. And now when you look at the amount that are in perfect condition, less than 100 that are in perfect condition. And that's where, you know, you understand that that concept was also there as well. It's not about burning their money because the people that got their stuff, I don't know what that was. They must have dropped like a bottle upstairs. But the people that got their Funko Pops, let's say there's 450 that are made, right? You take one of those, or you understand what people are going to do with those. You're going to have a majority of them take them out of the box and put them on a shelf and all of that stuff. You're going to have other people that try and keep them, you know, fresh and clean and mint condition, but then end up selling it to somebody for double the price, or selling it to somebody else for $100, and then they end up taking it out of the box because their kid took it out of the box and they mess it up. There's way less than 100 that are in perfect condition. So this is the same concept. Burning will work. It's just you need it implemented on every single chain. So how long would, if it was implemented on every single exchange and um, you saw it happen on chain and off chain, right? And burning happened. I would give it a month actually, and you'll see the impact that it will have. Now, to burn off the entire thing, it may take 3 to 6 months. However, um, stop it. Stop what? You're talking about burns? Because if you don't understand that, I'm not saying utility will not work. Utility will be great, but it will be a longer process. Don't worry, I've studied this for as long as I can remember. We understand that the whole world is built off of this stuff. They're built off of creating new ones, and having a limited supply. Same thing with other collectibles like Pokemon cards, right? They only have a certain amount of first edition cards. They're not going to reprint first edition cards because then it devalues the other first edition cards. So what do people do? They sell those first edition cards. They make money from those. They become more valuable over time. Less are actually out there in mint condition. It's the same thing. It's widely used. It's not necessarily burning your own money from the beginning, but it's definitely used. If volume goes down, burns won't matter. Burns do matter. If volume is happening, which volume will happen no matter what, cryptocurrency is always going to be alive, volume will not go down. That's the thing, is volume will eventually get to a point to where it's like, all right, now people can't gain the same amount of returns that they could have gained in the beginning because the price is increasing so much. So when you first start out and you have billions of dollars that are flowing through a position because people want to get in on the investment, it doesn't matter what they get in on, right? If they get in and only hold 70% of their position, they would still be happy knowing that they can gain a 20x return guaranteed, right? So this is the thing, is while popularity is hot, you have to make sure that you get what you need to get done. The fact that we're pushing so far into utility, which is great. I understand utility is great for the long term, and I want to see that. I'm not saying that burns would be something that we look at only for now, like, or forever. I mean, we would only look at it for this small period in time. Once we get Terra Luna Classic back to the state that it needs to get to with the burn rates, then you can make that transition into more utility. Not saying you can't put any effort into utility, but we didn't necessarily need that. Now, right now, we're not seeing as much popularity. We gave so much time towards utility that we've given up a ton of popularity of our window. So, I mean, you can take it however you want and say that it's not a good idea, and that eventually utility will work, but it will work slowly. While they have all these predictions saying that 2025, 2026, 2030, we'll see all these different levels. We could have seen these levels a lot sooner, and we could have established something a lot bigger, in the process. I don't know. There are always people, and this is why burns won't work, because there's always people that will, no matter what, even if they are working, which technically they were burning way more when they had a 1.2% than when you had a 0.2%. But I'm not going to say that, because we've been burning for how long with the 0.2%? We lowered the tax to implement this utility, but we're taking so much time to implement the utility. They're going to take so much time to build that utility, to build on chain, and then what are we going to have? Probably a nothing burger for quite a bit of time. So it's insane to me that people won't even give it a chance, because there are people that questioned it from the beginning, because it's never worked before. Okay, are you that same person that's like, you know what, I'm not gonna, I don't want planes to work, or I didn't want planes to work because we should have given up on it the first time when we tried it and things didn't really go our way and we crashed and people died. Sure. That's the way we go about it. And we just give up on planes, give up on everything because it doesn't work initially. And most of all, traders want as low fees as they can pay during uh, burning. Burning will kill that coin's volume in the long run. Understand that the long run is not the issue. The short term is where we're focusing on. If we burn short term with the volume, whatever volume it is, you'll see maybe a little bit less volume than what you would see. People that understand the potential gain throughout it. Maybe instead of seeing $3 billion of a high, we see $1 billion of a high. But guess what? If we're burning 3% of that $1 billion, I mean, that's big, right? If we decrease the volume by 30% and we're burning, I don't even know how many times more because it's 0.2% right now. So literally burning 1% or 3% or 5% or whatever, right? It's not about the DApps from the beginning. It's about reestablishing what it once was. It's just like the banks that get a bailout, right? Banks got a bailout because they couldn't recover off of this. Nobody really trusted what happened with banks after, everybody's, losing their loans and all of that other type of stuff. But what did they do? They got a bailout, not for the people, but for the banks themselves. So this would have been that bailout, but from a majority of people rather than just one like government figure or something. So I don't know. I'll leave it at that. But I know for a fact that burns could work if they were implemented everywhere. So that's just my opinion. I'm all about the burn because it gives everybody the way of contributing to the way out for Terra Luna Classic versus putting it all on the system that people didn't fully believe in from the beginning. They believe in the investment. Majority of people are invested into this not for the long-term utility. Majority of people are invested into this for that eventual large gain, right? They're always asking. They're not saying, hey, when am I going to be able to use my Terra Luna Classic here? How many people do you know that are saying that? How many people do you know that are saying, when is it going to get to $1? What's the price prediction for 2025, 2023? When are we going to get to a penny? When are we going to get to $10? All-time highs. How many people do you know are saying that? Does that really tell you that people care about utility right now? Absolutely not. People care about the journey of getting to these larger figures and turning their little bit of money into larger amounts of money. However, you will see structure that's in place as you are burning throughout those transactions. If you have transactions that are in place that tax people on both the buys and sells, those buys and sells that are aggressive because people want to gain gains, when they buy it, they're getting taxed. When they sell it, because they are going to sell it, they're getting taxed. But then I'm sure you're wrong. It doesn't work like that. Traders won't want to burn. They profit. Traders make 1% to 2% per trade. It's not about. See, this is where you're not understanding. It's more of a swing trade. A lot of cryptocurrency is heavily swing traded rather than day traded. So the day trades will happen over 25 hours instead of 24. It doesn't matter. There's no pattern day trader rule in crypto. So the issue that you're looking at is a lot of day traders will look for that 1% or 10% or 20%, but cryptocurrency offers a lot more than that. They offer usually a 20, 30, 50, 100, 200% return in a lot of these swing trades. Now, it's not about just the doing it within the day. A lot of traders are looking for experience like you have 1%, 2%, 5%, whatever. But then you have a lot of people that are looking for a smaller amount to turn into a larger amount. They're looking for that eventual gain. Different type of people, not experienced traders, not experienced day traders, not experienced swing traders. People that have just gotten into the crypto market, put $100 into this and hopes to turn it into 100,000. That's the majority of what Lunic does have. Same thing with Shiba Inu. Same thing with Dogecoin. It's not about the utility right now, but we are making it about utility, and people are in it for the gains. And if they don't see that in a short period of time, the window of popularity is going to close. So I've seen this time and time again, and we're seeing it now with Shiba Inu, where the last straw is really Shibarium, right? If Shibarium doesn't have any type of burn rate, it takes out all hope for a lot of the people that wanted to gain something out of it. And the only reason that they're holding is to see the bull run thrive, and then they're going to get out of their position. And that's what you're going to see with Terra Luna Classic if we just solely focus on utility with no burns. Hopefully, we have aggressive burns throughout this utility. And I'm not saying that it physically will not work. I just think it will take a lot longer of a process. And all this time we've waited is also contributing to that. So I don't know. It's all everyone's opinion, right? I've seen this happen, firsthand with so many different businesses as well as investments. And we're seeing it with Shiba Inu. We might have even already seen it with Dogecoin, to where the popularity is still there, but the popularity window of this thing absolutely thriving and skyrocketing is definitely over. And without utility, nothing really happens for Dogecoin at this point, because it did have that run. It had the run that everybody wanted it to have. Now, does it have a burn? No, it has an automatic, inflation that it has on the coin. But this is just my opinion, and I respect everybody else's opinion as well. Don't think just because we're going back and forth that I don't respect your opinion. I respect everybody's opinion, the way they think about crypto, the way they think about investments. I love having these conversations / debates. And just because I feel some type of way doesn't mean everybody has to feel some type of way. But the only thing that I do want to say about that is we do need to find a way to where we all can get on the same page. I think we all understand the one place that we all lead to or lean to is the fact that we need to burn off the supply. It's just how we do it is more of the argument there, right? Whether utility needs to be the strong point of burning off supply and creating more volume within it by doing that, or whether we don't need to worry about utility and, kind of understand that a lot of people that are investing into it are more or less for the eventual gain rather than, for what the long term will hold. Because I know for me, as an experienced investor and trader, I understand that when I look at a chart like this, or when I look at a spreadsheet like this is where people's mindset usually is, not to sell on the way up, but to find significant points. So they see $1, they're going to take their 44 million and run, guaranteed. Maybe they'll take their 40 million and run and leave 4 million in there, right? Or take 30 or 43 million and leave 1 million in there. Doge and Luna are not the same. Doge started as a meme and won't need utility. The only utility it needs, a merchant is accepted all, and all Luna. Wait. So you're right that Doge started as a meme, and continued as a meme. Lunix started as a legitimate project and ended up as a meme. If you don't know what I mean by that, and why I'm saying it is a meme, I don't think Lunix should be classified as a meme, but to the media, it is. Why? Because majority of investors are investing into it based off of based off of what the gains can be and based off of what they have seen in the past by other projects. Now, I'm not saying that Lunic is any type of meme to where it's like, I don't believe it is. I believe it should be a strong project, but it needs a bailout. It needs a recovery. So it's just, I think you're right there. I think you're right by saying that, yes, they're not the same in that aspect, but they are the same in the type of investors. Lunic is not a meme. It is a failed project and will die soon. So no project truly dies. That's not true. No project truly dies. All projects stay there. Now, do they lose value and lose liquidity and all that stuff? Yes. With the amount of investors that are in Lunic, there's no way in hell that's going to die. No way in hell. Absolutely not. Will it fall down to lower levels if people start giving up on it? Yes, but there will always be people that are holding it because they invested at peak points and want to see it come back. Now, utility is supposed to be created in the future and actually soon. Different DApps being able to build on chain. It should be pretty big. I don't know why I'm not. Am I showing my screen still? Oh, wait, this is not live. There we go. I don't know why that wasn't live. But you're sharp, Matt. You're right. I don't know what the LOL was for, if that was a joke. Maybe I'm not. I'm not smart. Love you, bud. You're here, I'm here. I appreciate that. No, I mean, I respect people being here. I don't and I like input. So and I want to be able to have those conversations. Some people just don't believe in a project. There are people that question, a lot of other investments that, may not look like they should be worth what they are, but then they start to show you reasons why they are worth that. I truly think that we will find projects, and I hope Lunic will start it, that will burn off chain and on chain and see CEXs that adopt that. Because I feel like they should adhere to what the project does, not adhere to what the exchange really wants to do. The investors are the ones that really call the shots. So if the investors are saying, hey, we want this to burn, investors should be the ones to decide that. Lunic drops a 0, Matt, for president. Lunic does not drop a 0. Yeah, you will still have your coin, but you won't have liquidity to sell. Most exchanges will delist Lunic when the volume goes down. No, they won't, because one, they're not going to give all of that power to Binance, because Binance holds, what, 60 or 30% of the overall supply, 60% of the volume. So that's not even close to true. But we know that volume may decrease from its highs, and we're seeing it at these low levels of less than 100 million, which we haven't seen in a while. Typically it's sitting at 200, 300, 500, $1 billion, but we're also seeing low volume in everything else. All right, Tezos is at 15 million. You're seeing Shiba Inu that's at 182 million when it used to hover around 700 million. Litecoin's seeing a good amount because we are seeing that increase there. Well, it's decreasing in the last 24 hours, but in the last 7 days, up 18%, up to $72 is absolutely huge. But volume is down everywhere, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. The liquidity won't go away. They invested money into Terra Luna Classic. They're not going to delist it and sell their position at a loss. And that means that if they're not going to do that. You're not going to see majority of them do that unless it has some sort of tie to, um, a lawsuit or something. They're not going to delist it because they wasted their own money buying the position to list it and get people to trade it. So yeah, they're going to still hold it. What is the prediction of Lunic in 2025? If you want to go back to that, go back to 25 minutes to 33 minutes, and you'll see that. It's the economy. If it gets better next year, crypto will run. I would agree. I definitely see that. Was Dogecoin running recently? It was up in the last 7 days, 23%. I don't know why it looks weird because I could have swore I saw that at 8 cents. But Dogecoin does look like it was running. But you're right. I do believe that they're heavily tied, businesses and crypto, because a lot of the institutional investors are out of crypto right now. So the institutional investors get back into crypto. We're definitely going to see more of a bull run because we've seen more and more institutions invest into crypto. So they've invested, let's say, in 3% of their overall investment portfolio in crypto. Then it increased to like 5% for some. And next year or next bull run, we may see, 10% that they invest into crypto once businesses start to thrive again a little bit. And I don't know if it's just like price hikes that end up getting us there or whatever. Just bought me some more Shiba. Let's go, baby. Shiba drops to 0. It did drop a 0. Oh, wait, it dropped to 0 now? No, it didn't drop a 0. It added a 0. Lunic will die. You will get a better gain investing other coins / tokens the same market cap as Lunic. So I don't agree. That's just me. And I think you can invest less into Lunic. So say if you were going to invest $1,000, you can invest less into Lunic. Maybe hold 2 million Lunic instead of investing that full $1,000 into Terra Luna Classic. You invest in just maybe $300 or so, right? That'll be about 2 million. Yeah. And you do that $300 has the potential to turn into so much more. This is where it's different, is where it's like you invest a little bit, you risk less to gain more, low risk, high reward, that type of investment. You need those type of plays in your portfolio. If you don't have those type of plays in your portfolio, you're not investing the right way. And investing, I'm saying, because you really do need those plays. And then you also need safe plays. You see how, or safer plays. Nothing's really 100% safe, but you see how I invested $40 into Terra Luna Classic. Did I invest a boatload into it? No. Could people invest in 2 million and still be able to gain a hell of a lot? Yes. This is where people, I guess people like you really don't understand that you need those plays in your portfolio. I'm thinking the economy and crypto market will be inverse as people look for an alternative investment. You think they will be inverse as people look for an alternative investment? I don't know if I agree. Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. I don't know if I 100% agree with that. Yeah, I don't know if I 100% agree with that. All right, guys, we got about 6 minutes, and then we're gonna get off here. And then I believe we're gonna go to a members only live stream. I'm pretty sure, if I have time. I know we're supposed to go and we're gonna go and see a movie and pick up a tree. So I kind of have to record videos. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to skip that. I'm gonna have to skip that. I always feel like I shortchange stuff, but I'm gonna have to skip that this time because um, I have to record some videos ahead of time because we're going to go watch a movie with Harper, and then we have to pick up a Christmas tree, and there's just so much stuff to do. There's a reason why CZ and Binance are huge holders and so much of the supply of Lunic. They know what they are doing exactly. I mean, they kind of do that with everything. I wouldn't say that that's out of the ordinary. It's kind of normal for them. Great debates this morning. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I totally understand where people are coming from with how they feel about Terra Luna Classic. You can't say that something's not going to be worth anything and that it will completely die because one, crypto doesn't die. Crypto will be here forever. It's not like a business to where it goes under and all assets are seized and paid to creditors and all this other stuff. Like that's not how crypto really works. Cryptocurrency, you have the crypto out there, liquidity is there. Liquidity can be pulled by certain people if it's not locked, but most likely it's locked. But to say that it will die is just ridiculous. Could it fall in value? Yes, it could fall in value. I believe that it'll be worth a lot more as long as the popularity is still there, and the popularity seems to get stronger every day. To be honest, Lunic has everything to do well, but having classic in its name is a setback for many people because of the I got you. I got you. Yeah, I understand because when you think about classic, it's like, oh, this was created in the beginning, but there's a newer version, of it. So, but I don't know. I like when you have different plays with classic in it. As long as they didn't improve something drastic in the new version. I watched a video from Crypto King, and he was kind of saying the burns were hurting Oracle pools. What are your thoughts? I don't think. Why would it be hurting Oracle pools? Because of the lack of utility, lack of volume that can flow into those pools. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Um, I guess so. I haven't ever given it a thought, but I guess so. But it doesn't really matter about the. It doesn't really matter about that now. What matters? What matters about um the burns is getting the supply to the level that we need. Then we worry about utility. We worry about everything else later. Um, and as we see volume maybe decreasing and we see the supply decreasing, or we see even volume increasing because of the potential, I don't know, then we can start to, once we have the burn rate established and we can focus on getting it everywhere, it doesn't mean we have to sit there and just watch it and go, all right, is it burning enough? Is it burning enough? If everything's established, yes, you can focus on utility. It's not a problem. But then get all of the other utility that could come on without a burn rate to set themselves up for when the burn rate does shut off. So I don't understand this mindset to where it's like, oh, do we have to just watch it burn? No, we're not just gonna go. We're not just gonna go. All right, well, it's burning 100,000 here. Oh, it's burning 10,000 there. All right, well, yeah, sure, and just sit here doing nothing. No, we can build the things we need to build. He's not reading my comments. I try to, but I just go on a rant sometimes. There's a lot of coins in the top 50, but not anymore. You will say those coins died. No, there's a lot of coins that were in the top 50 to where others grew to a higher market cap. And it's not that those coins died. Those coins stayed stagnant where they were because that's what they were worth. right? And they grew a little bit more, right? Some of those coins grew a little bit more, but Bitcoin was now instead of being worth 100 billion, it's now worth or then worth 1.2 trillion. So you can say that Bitcoin rose a hell of a lot more. Ethereum came up and did some big things. You see Dogecoin that came out of nowhere and just grew in popularity. ADA changed the mindset there in certain areas. You're also seeing Litecoin that grew a lot more. So the point is that others can now become the masters, just like you teaching a let's say a karate class, right? You have a lot of people that are white belts. However, they grow, and some people may end up becoming a black belt a lot faster because they just take pride in their craft a little bit more. They feel like, or they were given with or born with talents or something, right? You see them have more success, so they're elevated up to that point. But other ones stay the same. They stay the course. While the top cryptocurrencies were sitting at 100 billion, 10 billion, and then you had everything else that was below a billion. Now you have the top 20 coins over $1 billion in market cap. So the crypto market has changed, not those coins. Those coins didn't die, they just became less valuable to a lot of investors, right? Because people saw another opportunity to improve. And that's what we're looking to do every single time. We're looking to innovate and just improve the overall market, overall situation. Some things still may be worth a lot, and sitting in the background, but it's not worth as much as all of these others that have come up and have kind of changed the game. ApeCoin came out of nowhere, and ApeCoin had what was it worth, like $2 billion, $3 billion or something like that. At one point, that was the market cap. So it came out of nowhere and became, a top like 25 coin out of nowhere. So understand the change of the market versus, a coin dying. A lot of people would say those coins are dying or have died. But those people just don't understand markets, I guess. I wouldn't say that a company is trash because Tesla took over its spot. No, I mean, Tesla is just more valuable to people. All right. Anyways, I appreciate all the conversations, appreciate the debate, or all the debates. But I got to get out of here. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, feel free to follow me on Twitter at Perry8K. If you guys want to follow me on TikTok, my link is down there in the description. Also, if you want to follow my Rumble, which I will be posting more videos to, the videos that I really post on here, I will post those. But I'm going to get out of here, and I will catch you guys in the next video. By the way, I changed my name. Wait, YouTube changed my name system in the comments. Is that in response to the WhatsApp scams? I don't know. What was your name? What was your name in the comments? Wait, YouTube changed the name system in the comments. Is that in response to the WhatsApp scams? I don't know. I have to check it. I don't know what they did. So anyways, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll catch you in the next live stream. Maybe the next